Most men are not failing loudly, they're fading quietly. People think weakness looks obvious. They think it looks like quitting in public, falling apart in front of everybody, or living with zero ambition. But real weakness usually doesn't look like that. Most of the time, weakness is quieter. It looks like procrastination. It looks like avoidance. It looks like knowing exactly what needs to change and still doing nothing about it. That's why so many men stay stuck for years. Not because they're incapable, not because they're cursed, but because their weakness has blended into their routine so well they've started calling it normal. Weakness often hides behind normal behavior. A man can go to work every day, pay bills, smile at people, and still be losing ground in his own life. Because weakness is not always about what people see. It's often about what a man tolerates in private. Avoiding hard conversations, avoiding discipline, avoiding the truth, avoiding the responsibility to become more than he is right now. A lot of men are not failing loudly, they're fading quietly. And that kind of weakness is dangerous because it doesn't trigger alarm bells. It just slowly eats away at self-respect. Comfort is one of the biggest traps. Most men are not destroyed by one huge failure. They're softened by comfort. Too much convenience, too much distraction, too much entertainment, too much scrolling, too much sitting, too much escaping. Comfort feels harmless in the moment. That's why it's such a good trap. It doesn't attack you with pain, it lulls you to sleep. It makes weak habits feel deserved. It makes delay feel reasonable. It makes mediocrity feel acceptable. And little by little, a man loses his hunger. He loses his sharpness. He loses the inner fire that used to make him want more from himself. Self-respect is built through action. This is where it gets real. A man does not become strong by thinking strong thoughts. He becomes strong by doing hard things consistently. Strength is built when you keep your word to yourself. When you do the thing you said you would do. When you get up, follow through, and stop negotiating with every excuse that shows up. Because every time you break your word to yourself, something gets damaged. And it's not just discipline, it's trust. You start losing faith in your own ability to follow through. And once that happens, confidence starts disappearing too. A lot of men say they want more confidence, but confidence is not magic. Confidence is often just self-trust after repeated proof. The turning point is brutal honesty. The shift begins when a man gets honest, not fake positive, not motivational for 5 minutes, honest. He looks at his habits, he looks at his mindset, he looks at the patterns that are making him smaller, slower, softer, and more distracted. And instead of blaming age, bad luck, other people, lack of motivation, or the season he's in, he says something simple. This part is mine to fix. That sentence changes everything. Because the moment you own your part, you get your power back. Not all of it. Life is still life, but enough of it to change direction. Most men stay weak because they never go to war with the habits making them weak. They keep feeding the same patterns and then wonder why nothing changes. But strength starts the moment you stop lying to yourself. The moment you stop calling comfort peace. The moment you stop calling avoidance patience. The moment you stop acting like time is unlimited. You do not need a new personality. You need honest reflection and harder standards. Weakness grows in excuses. Strength grows in action. So ask yourself the real question. Where in your life have you been getting softer and calling it normal? That's probably where your comeback begins. Subscribe if you're done lying to yourself and ready to get stronger for real.